Hi, Aquarius and Aquarius Rising. Here's your horoscope for December 2024. I'm Astrologer Joseph Anthony. All right, here we are at the final month of 2024, and we're going to go out with a weird one. Okay, and this is because we start off the month with Mercury retrograde, which is no big deal, but then we have Mars going retrograde. Still no big deal. But then we have 2 new moons this month. Now that's a big deal. But there's also some entanglement that's going to take place here, having to do with Venus and Pluto in your sign right here. So this is going to be a very strange month for many of you. I know strangeness is something you guys are used to, but there's going to be a lot of pressure to change this month, one way or another. Now, this reading is for anyone who has a rising sign in Aquarius or has a sun sign in Aquarius. It's a general sun sign reading using the Western Tropical Whole House system. It's just very basic and very general because everyone's birth chart is completely different and everyone's birthday is different. So I have to just, generalize it. But you'll get the gist of it as I talk about what's going on here. So we see Pluto is now in your first house of identity and self. And it will be for the next 19 years. So many of you are going to go through an absolute complete change, physically, psychologically, emotionally, everything, the whole 9 yards. But Venus will also be joining this planet. And so when we have a conjunction between Venus and Pluto, usually there's some powerful revelations, awarenesses, coming to terms with a relationship or several relationships that will be on the table this month. So this is the beginning of some major changes for many of you. Okay, it's just a choice of, what direction you want to take everything in. But Venus starts off the month in a favorable alignment to Uranus right here, your ruler. So what it's doing is suggesting that some major changes are going to happen on the home front or with your emotions and feelings, your family dynamics. All of that stuff is at play this month. So it starts off okay, easy going, but then it starts getting a little bit more wonkier as the month unfolds. Now the new moon this month, the first new moon, is going to be in Sagittarius in the 11th house. And this highlights friendships, organizations, acquaintances, future hopes and wishes. And it'll be at 9 degrees of Sagittarius, wherever that is in your birth chart. So many of you are contemplating your next move, where you want to be, the people you want to surround yourself with. Maybe you're with a new organization. Maybe you're thinking about changing jobs, maybe changing neighborhoods, whatever. This is all in the mix with this new moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius new moons usually are about new ideas, new concepts, and you get a little itchy. I got to move around. I got to travel. I got to go. I got to explore. So many of you are going to be feeling that. But remember, Mercury is retrograde also in Sagittarius. So maybe you're returning to something in the past, friends from the past, associations from the past. The past will be pretty important this month because of Mercury retrograde and then Mars retrograde. But this new moon is inspiring. It's, helping you to see what you want or what you don't want. So be coming to terms with something. Could be a friendship, could be a relationship, could be a job, could be your home life, wanting to move. So this is going to be on the table with this new moon. But then we have Mars going retrograde in Leo on the 6th. There it is in stationary position. And this is where it starts getting a little tricky because Mars is our motivation. And when it goes retrograde, we tend to slow down. We feel confused. We revisit the past. We feel a little more irritated and we're not sure. And so this is all about partnerships and relationships. It starts off in the 7th house, and then by January 5th and 6th, it'll go back into the 6th house, which means having to do with your daily routine, your job, your home life, things having to do with pets, things having to do with service to others. And so this is going to be a little bit of a tricky one because it will also be opposing Pluto right there at 0 degrees. So this is where it starts getting a little wonky for many of you because of this alignment. This is a lot of tension in the air, and everyone's going to be feeling it, but primarily you and Leo because it's both in your signs. So that's going to be a big deal. But on the 7th, Venus enters Aquarius. Now, this is normally something great for your sign, but notice it smacks right into conjuncts right into powerful Pluto. So something about a relationship or a financial matter is, at the beginning of the month, it's staring right at you about some sort of transformation. Maybe there's somebody in your life that cares about you, but you don't really care about them. Maybe there's a relationship that's not working out too well, and it's time to end it. Whatever it is, it's going to be front and center for many of you, okay? You'll be getting a lot of attention. There's going to be definitely a psychological component to this alignment. But notice Venus, once it passes here, it will be opposing Mars in the 7th. So there's irritation, there is a little bit of conflict and restlessness with another person here from the 7th on. Neptune goes direct in Pisces, not a big deal right there. It's in stationary position. It'll be moving forward again. And so your imagination will be pretty fertile this month and around this time frame because of Neptune moving direct. But the full moon in Gemini doesn't help much either, because I want to show you here. Here is the sun it'll be opposing the moon at 23 degrees right here. It'll be going back and forth. Then it squares Neptune at 27 degrees. So there's a giant T-square that's developing once again, which puts a lot of pressure on you. Somehow, some way, maybe your job is stressing you out. Maybe your investments are stressing you out. Maybe your children are stressing you out. Maybe the pressure to change is stressing you out. That is all on the table here. But full moons bring endings. They bring realizations. But notice Venus here. Between the 7th and the 14th, Venus is making alignments to Mars right here. So this is bringing in a lot of tension for you guys. So you need to pay extra attention to what you're doing, or not take on every project and every endeavor everyone wants you to participate in, because you're going to find yourself overwhelmed and stressed out. So this full moon is like asking you, hey, slow down, pay attention to what you're doing. Is this what you really want? That's the kind of energy that I'm seeing here, guys. Okay, remember, Mars is retrograde, Mercury is retrograde. So there could be some confusion in the mix here. So we continue. We see Mercury finally coming out of retrograde on the 15th. And so there it is right there. So over the couple of days or the coming days, you'll get a little bit more clarity and understanding of what needs to be taken care of, what you have to resolve. And, you'll start getting a little bit better view of what everything is and where it needs to go. But I still would recommend not making any major decisions this month because of the weird dynamic energy here. I would wait at least until the end of January and February to make any life-changing decisions. This is because the sun will be in Aquarius to give Mars a chance, especially at the end of February, to go direct again. And some of this wonky energy should start clearing up by then. So we'll see. But here is on the 21st, we have the sun entering Capricorn right there. Normally does this time of the year. And so it's a time to not just, holiday celebrations around the world, but also a time for reflection, going within, realizing who you are, realizing, some of the limitations, trying to figure things out. So there's a lot of energy here with trying to figure things out this month for many of you. Okay, but that's normally not a big deal. We deal with it. But the big deal is the second new moon that's coming in Capricorn on the 30th. So now we have another new moon activating the 12th house. This is the house of limitations, spirituality, self-undoing, feeling trapped. And so this is giving you a chance to look at everything for what it is. Is this what you really want? Is this, what am I up against? If I change, if I go in a new direction, if I accept this new offer or this new relationship, what is it that I need to pay attention to? Because I want you to notice by the end of the month, Pluto is at 1 degree of Aquarius and Mars is now at 0 degrees, because remember, it's going backwards. It's putting a lot of pressure on you for some reason, either with yourself or another person. You're getting this pressure from, something outside that is forcing you to change in some way. And it could be a move, it could be a child, it could be a lot of responsibility at work, it could be all of that. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing here for many of you. So there's a lot of tension in the air by the time we end this year of 2024. And so The energy, like I said, looking at the chart overall, we see a lot of planets below the horizon as well, which means, a lot of inner turmoil or restlessness in some way. And so, Venus is still going to be in your first house, but it will be making an alignment to Aquarius as well, your ruler. So there is definitely a lot of high-strung energy here, a lot of nervous energy in this month, where you're going to be feeling like you're being pulled in different directions. And I would suggest don't make any life-changing decisions this month, because the energy is too weird, it's too funky, and you might not be happy with the results. Remember, Pluto is transforming your life inside and out, and the people in them. Okay, so if you like this video and you want to know more, I do an extended monthly horoscope now in my Inner Circle community. I also do the weekly astrology there. I've also started something new where I do remote viewing. We teach remote viewing there, and of course I do astrology lessons and so on. So there's a lot stuff going on there. So if you consider joining, there's a link down below, and I would love to see you there in the community. All right, do the best you can, Aquarius and Aquarius rising. Have a great month, and I will see you guys soon. Bye for now.